I have a question for you guys out there. You guys who consider yourselves um, upstanding, hardworking, uh, determined, and even ambitious in your endeavors, do you ever experience women, and have you experienced some woman in your past uh, that just simply didn't measure up to you and or your standards, your principles? Well, that's a similar topic of this particular video. Am I too much for a woman? Me, Reginald, brother teacher. Am I too much for a woman? Uh, I can only go by my past experiences. I don't know about anything that could be further in the future, but from my past experiences, I have been too much for the women that I have experienced. And in what way? Uh, Principles and standards. I'm not a slave master. I will say that. Let me qualify what I just said about principles and standards. I don't demand very much at all, but I do command a certain amount of respect for me and who I am, the person, and what I represent. As I would give that same respect and courtesy to the woman. We both are valuable in a relationship, ladies and guys. You're both valuable, and in my case, our case is, I was too much for the woman because I was career driven, passionate about what I did, something that I've done for most of my life as far as business or even martial arts for some time. And I'm the package that you get when we get together. I am what you get. And the fact that I have a great deal of discipline in some areas, and I'm not anal about it, but I stand firm on that. And I don't like when anyone tries to have me or cause me to compromise what I stand on and what I believe in. That's what I mean when I say I'm too much for a woman. I have been too much for women in time past because of that fact. For example, and ladies, all of you all out there that love and adore me, I don't like women come into a relationship with me and don't tell me the truth. In other words, you're painting this picture of yourself and you're trying to express to me that you are this particular way when you're not. I, for example, don't like a woman that has many male friends and we are in a relationship that, and when I say male friends, I'm not saying that you can't have male friends on your job or other activities that you might be involved in and so forth, but I'm talking about the secrecy part. I don't like late at night texting to your male friends and then claiming that you have a male friend that's your best friend that I'm not that privy to and I'm not that familiar with this individual or maybe several individuals. I wouldn't want a woman like that. That to me, that's keeping secrets, especially with the opposite sex, that I think is not healthy for a relationship. And the other thing I don't like and would not tolerate is a woman in my life that is a smoker. Because when a woman is a smoker, and I'm speaking about women, I could talk about smoking in general, but when a woman is a smoker in your relationship, that's a crutch. That is a habit that has to be fed, and then women will get and become irritable when they don't get a cigarette, and even lash out at you because they're going through some emotional whatever, and they have to have that cigarette to calm down. Just that whole idea. I don't need that kind of tension in my life. If you can't pull from within and be strong, and believe in yourself, instead of doing that, you seek some outside source like drugs or alcohol, to give you some sense of calm. Something's wrong, because all of those things are external. All of those things are chemicals. And I wouldn't want anyone to maintain themselves with chemicals or else be emotionally distraught in a relationship with me. If you can't have faith in me as your partner or your husband, and we have conversations that are meaningful with one another, if you can't have that conversation or those conversations with me and rely on some chemicals instead, then we don't need to be together. That's really it. I do have a firm belief in God, the Creator, Yahweh, and that's where your strength should ultimately lie, not in a chemical, not in a drug. And when you don't have that chemical or that drug, you become ballistic. You want to turn on your partner. You want to go through these mood swings and changes and things like that, which are very, very disastrous in the relationship, and then ultimately ending up with you separating, and oftentimes permanently. So if you need that to keep you under control, if you need that crutch, as I mentioned before, then you don't need a man. Not a man of value, you don't. And I am that. I am a man of value. So I gotta go get a pack of cigarettes, or I have to go smoke, I have to take a smoke, or I need a drink. Do you really? What about me? Do you need me? So what role, what part do I play in this equation where you're being how should I say pacified by these outside stimulus, these chemicals, these toxic drugs? What part do I play in your relationship, in our relationship, which is really no relationship if that's the way you want to roll? I'm sorry. So, am I too much for a woman? Yes, because I'm thinking about building our relationship and our future and our family so that it's perpetuated down the road, and the children will grow up and carry on our family's legacy, as it were. Now, if my wife and companion is not alongside me, touring the road with me, she really doesn't need to be there. I may as well do this by myself. Just being honest. So, I don't know how you guys feel about this gentleman, that is. Are you too much for your woman? Are you too firm in your belief and she feel like you should be so loose? Or she's a party spirit or animal and she wants to go out to the club every other night and hang with the girls and get drunk and party and these kind of things? No, that's not brother teacher. That might be you. If you tolerate that, that's your thing. It's not mine. I want a woman who I know is being loyal to me. I want a woman that comes home at a certain reasonable time during the day and or night, depending on where her job situation is, if she's working. I want a woman that I don't have to be concerned about and lose any sleep. That's the kind of woman I want. So I am, in this instance, too much for a woman if that's not what she wants to do and that's not what she's willing to do. I want a woman that's submissive to me, and I don't mean me being the slave master. Let's make that perfectly clear. There are a lot of black women who want to say, well, I ain't gonna be your slave. No one ever said you wanted to be anyone's slave. That's your own sick, perverted thought of yourself, because you don't have very much value in the first place in yourself, and you don't have very much self-esteem in the first place, and you watch too many television shows, too many movies, too many blaxploitation movies and so forth, and too many rappers, and too many New York movies and so forth, love and hip-hop, those types of things, which are delusional, and you're walking around in an illusion thinking that you're something that you're not. I'm sorry, but that's the cold hard truth. So I am too much for a woman because I have standards, I have principles, and I will love her unconditionally if she has those same principles and or standards for herself. That's really it. I know that this made some sense to you. Let me know what you think. what your feelings are, what your experiences even may have been, or what you're going through right now. Until then, see you next time.